Are the Toronto Maple Leafs seriously considering a blockbuster trade that could shake the foundations of the team? Rumours are swirling around a potential deal involving a veteran player whose experience could be invaluable as the Leafs push for the cup. This isn't just any player. We're talking about a seasoned leader who might bring the grit and determination this team desperately needs. Stay tuned as we dive into the details of this intriguing speculation and what it could mean for our beloved Leafs. There's been a lot of buzz lately surrounding the Toronto Maple Leafs and their interest in Brayden Schenn, and let me tell you, the fan reaction has been nothing short of explosive. Darren Dreger, during a segment on TSN Insider Trading, mentioned that the Leafs are not only still interested in the St. Louis Blues captain, but might even be willing to part with a significant haul to make it happen. That's right, we're talking about possibly trading away all three young prospects, Easton Cowan, Fraser Minten, and Ben Danford. Now, I don't know about you, but this has triggered an avalanche of emotions among us fans. Let's break this down a bit. Dreger suggested that the Leafs would consider moving those three prospects for a player like Schenn. But here's the kicker. These guys are not exactly NHL ready. Cowan, Minten, and Danford are still developing. And while they have potential, it raises the question of whether this trade would be worth it. Schenn is 33 and is having a decent season with 12 goals and 38 points in 63 games. He's signed for another couple of years at $6.5 million, and many of us are scratching our heads, wondering if that's the right move for a team with championship aspirations. Fans have taken to social media to express their outrage, disbelief, and everything in between. One fan tweeted, "My hatred for Darren Dreger cannot be overstated." Another chimed in about how it's hard to believe the Leafs would even consider giving up such a package for a player nearing the tail end of his career. I mean, we're talking about a franchise that has been on a quest for a cup for decades now, and the idea of trading away promising young talent for a veteran who may not be the game changer we need feels risky. But let's not forget the bigger picture here. Schenn brings experience and grit, qualities that can be invaluable in the playoffs. His leadership could help mold our younger guys and provide that extra edge when the games get tough. But does that justify giving up our future? That's the million-dollar question. And as a passionate Leafs fan, I find myself torn. Do we go all in for a player who might help us in the short term, or do we keep our prospects and build toward a sustainable future? There's also the theory floating around that Dreger is merely a pawn in a larger game, possibly relaying messages from the Blues management to inflate Schenn's trade value. If that's true, it raises serious doubts about whether this is even a serious consideration or just a ploy. If GM Brad Treliving were to pull the trigger on such a deal, it could have significant ramifications, not just for the team but for his job security as well. A deal that backfires could cost him dearly, and we all know how unforgiving this hockey market can be. So, fans, I ask you, what do you think? Was this a smart move, or are we risking too much for a player who might not deliver what we're hoping? 4. I want to hear your thoughts down in the comments. Are you on board with the idea of trading away our prospects for a veteran like Schenn? Or do you think we should stay the course and develop our young talent? Honestly, I'm torn, and I imagine many of you are feeling the same way. This is the kind of debate that defines our community as Leafs fans. We've seen how crucial these decisions can be, and they impact not just the present, but the future of our beloved team. So let's keep this conversation going. Share your expectations and feelings about this potential trade. The situation surrounding Mikko Rantanen has taken an intriguing turn that could have a significant impact on the Toronto Maple Leafs. With the trade deadline looming tomorrow afternoon, the Leafs find themselves at a crossroads. They are still in pursuit of that game-changing player who could help elevate them in the competitive Eastern Conference. There's a feeling of optimism that this wait may just lead to the acquisition of a star player. While players like Brayden Schenn from the St. Louis Blues and Scott Laughton from the Philadelphia Flyers are on Toronto's radar, the spotlight is firmly on Rantanen, the star forward currently with the Carolina Hurricanes. After being traded mid-season to Carolina, Rantanen has become available once again, as the Hurricanes have struggled to reach an extension agreement before the deadline. This opens the door for a potential trade that could be a game-changer for the Leafs. The Hurricanes are reportedly interested in acquiring Matthew Nhld, a promising 22-year-old winger, as part of any deal for Rantanen. However, there's a catch. The Leafs' general manager, Brad Treliving, is not willing to part with Nhld unless he secures a long-term commitment from Rantanen. This is a crucial point, and it raises some important questions about the direction of the team. According to David Pagnotta from the fourth period, Rantanen is open to signing an extension with the right team. For us Leafs fans, that's where it gets really interesting. If Rantanen were to join the Leafs, he could bring a significant impact, especially with a salary cap hit of $2.315 million after Carolina retains some of his salary. Imagine Rantanen joining the ranks of Auston Matthews, Mitch Marner, William Nylander, and John Tavares. This could be the move that finally helps the Leafs break through the postseason barrier that has haunted us for years. However, trading Nyes is no small decision. He's a young talent with a bright future, and parting with him would be a significant loss. But if securing Rantanen means ensuring a competitive future for the Leafs and alleviating the pressure from Marner and Tavares' pending unrestricted contracts, it could be worth the risk. It's a balancing act that Treliving must navigate carefully. Fans have to consider the implications of this potential trade. If Rantanen commits to a long-term deal with the Leafs, it could set the team up for sustained success in the coming years. But if he doesn't, we're left wondering if we sacrificed a rising star for a shot in the dark. Honestly, I'm torn on this. As a passionate fan, I want to see the team succeed, but I also want to protect our future. Right now, everything is speculative, but the urgency is palpable. Carolina seems keen on resolving Rantanen's situation before the deadline, and there's a real possibility they could hold on to him for their postseason run. Yet if Knizia is on the table, it feels like a deal could happen sooner rather than later. The emotional weight of this decision cannot be understated. The excitement of potentially acquiring a player of Rantanen's caliber is electrifying. The dream of finally hoisting the Stanley Cup feels closer, but it comes with the fear of losing a promising young talent like Nyes. And you, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. Do you believe trading Nyes for Rantanen is the right path? As we await the final decisions, it's essential to remember how these choices shape our team's future. The stakes are high, and the emotions run deep. Don't forget to activate the notification bell to get all the latest updates. Like, share, and subscribe to stay informed as we navigate this thrilling chapter in the Maple Leafs' journey. Let's keep the conversation going, and may our hopes for a championship be realized soon.